Hi, everybody. Welcome to GT Live from
Hi.
Game Trailers. I'm Elyse Willems.
I'm Ian Hinck.
Andrew.
Who's Andrew?
Brandon Jones couldn't be here tonight.
Andrew Jones.
Kyle Bosman couldn't be here tonight. No A squad, no B squad, so they brought in C squad.
C Squad.
The C stands for cool.
Yeah.
On the couch, we have Daniel Bloodworth.
Hey.
He's playing Super Metroid tonight.
Yeah, if you feel like you can't see something at a certain point, you need to change the source.
Thank you, Blood.
Because you have to have source to be 60 frames per second.
Blood, what the hell are you talking about?
On their Twitch settings.
Oh, okay.
On the flickering, the transparency, if you're on 30, like it'll do it's doing every other frame, so things will just disappear.
Good to know. Check your Twitch settings. Be responsible. Responsible viewer. In the TriCaster booth, Don Casanova.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Don, how are you doing tonight?
I'm feeling excellent, ready to go.
That's good to hear. And finally, what you're here for, our guests tonight are from Rainfall Films, Sam Balcombe, Jeff Dodson, and Jesse Soff on the couch. And you guys just had a little video. Maybe you saw it. It only got like 1 million views.
I've seen it once.
I think it just got 1 million views.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked it because yesterday it was doesn't matter, not important. It's great. It's called Metroid: The Sky Calls, and it is a Rainfall Films intergalactic odyssey.
It is. It's it's a fan film that we put together based off of voting that we held last year on our website, where people just kind of voted like what they would like to see us adapt next, and we got like tons and tons of suggestions. There was like Red Sonja, like Final Fantasy VI, Black Panther, yeah, and Metroid is the one that ended up winning, which we were all super excited by because we love the franchise. But then we were also absolutely terrified because this is not like something you can run into your backyard and shoot.
Yeah.
So.
Like of that poll that you took, was there one that you guys were pulling out hope for, or were you happy when it was Metroid?
We're all pretty split. I think like we each had our favorites. I think that I definitely wanted Metroid to win, and it was kind of a toss-up in the beginning because the polls were kind of bouncing around, so we really had no idea. We were joking we were just going to throw it and just make it whichever one we wanted to, but it didn't need to.
Didn't have to, yeah. it's well, like several Metroid fan sites kind of got wind of the contest, and then several like Masters of the Universe sites got wind of it too. So like She-Ra and Metroid were like neck and neck, like up until the very end. So it was like as much of a surprise to us.
I'm sorry, it's like almost perfectly executed like bomb jump, but it's been going on for like 10 minutes.
So close, but like just not quite getting the rhythm.
Bomb jumps are so hard.
Yeah.
I could never do them.
No bomb jumps in the film.
No.
No.
Is that why?
It's just we took like 90 takes and just
Couldn't
couldn't
get that bomb jump.
She does use the bomb to blow up the door at the end. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody heard the audio cue for that, but we did imply that there were bombs in it.
Oh, really? Because the film stars Jessica Chobot as Samus.
And America Young. We ended up casting Jessica for all like, the live action stuff and her voice, and then America Young for all the motion capture because
We've had her on the show.
she's awesome. She like
Super cool.
did like a bunch of mocap on like Halo 5
Yeah.
and Sunset Overdrive and lots of really cool games.
Yeah, because she was doing all kinds of crazy stuff in this film.
And she had a hilarious blue foam like
Yeah.
hand thing to like make sure she wasn't putting her arm through her own suit.
Yeah.
So-
Really? As her arm
Yeah.
cannon?
Yeah,
Oh.
mocap is never a beautiful process. It is just usually just a bunch of sweaty people on a stage in leotards.
So the entire film is mocap, correct? Like this is
Yes.
all shot on a stage.
Correct, yeah.
It's awesome.
Some hand animation for like a handful of things, but mostly.
It is, yes.
Pretty cool. So I guess that answers the question of why Metroid. My next question is why did you go for this look, for this angle? Because the short film it's very retro, and I know you guys were saying earlier that you kind of got some feedback. Some people didn't like the granular effect. I thought it was really neat because I thought it harkened back to very 1970s sci-fi Aliens. Why did you guys decide to go in that direction?
Well, we knew it was going to be kind of polarizing. It was going to really appeal to people like us who grew up on films like Alien and Aliens and 2001 and like Battle Beyond the Stars and just all those kind of great 60s to 70s science fiction films. And I don't know, I mean, I felt like Metroid was inspired by those movies, especially Alien, and it had that aesthetic. So the idea kind of became like, well, what if we took like this kind of short film idea and made it like it was almost like some forgotten science fiction short from that time that was just unearthed. And so that was kind of the overall style impetus, because we thought we'd have a better chance of making something like that would appeal to us, as opposed to doing it like more slick and modern.
Yeah, because it looks like you could have just found this from Nintendo's archives. Like this was a film that they had put together just to show their investors or their team or something, and then it's just here. It's really neat.
We had the like polar opposite issue though of also knowing that like, I don't know, a lot of the audience would not even have been born in the 70s or know what any of this stuff was. So we had to make it cool enough that, you know, a younger audience could still appreciate it.
Yeah, well, because you mentioned that somebody said, "Oh, great '90s effect."
Yeah,
and
it's
we're
like,
yeah. It's like, what?
20 years off, but that's okay. Like, glad you liked it.
yeah, and you're a big Aliens fan.
Love Alien. Yeah, I prefer Alien to Aliens, but they're both amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
That is the correct answer.
Yeah. Like Aliens is a great action movie.
Mhm.
Alien is a great sci-fi thriller, like
Horror,
suspense horror
yeah.
movie. Every genre movie.
So many people got that from the comments, which I thought was awesome. Is like, you know, you had your people talking about like there wasn't enough action in it, and there were so many fans that defended the fact they were like, well, no,
Yeah.
Metroid's about exploration
Right.
and about that confined, scary feeling.
Feeling
like that's what we were
alone.
going for.
Yeah.
So like,
Alone, deep underground on some alien planet, no
Yeah.
one's there to help you.
Weird old civilizations.
Mhm.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we want to go for.
Because I did feel like the Samus in this seemed really out of her element.
Mhm.
Like she seemed like not like she was confident in knowing where she was. She was kind of like, what is going on? Where am I?
Yeah.
Is that a decision that you guys decided to go in just because of the environment she was in?
Yeah, I think something just to add a bit more drama to it. Like if she's getting this Chozo signal, and it's like, you know, as you know, Metroid fans know that the Chozo are like long gone. That either they're extinct or gone to some other dimension. We don't know. So getting the signal from the planet, I felt would unnerve her. So like from the very beginning, she was a little bit more out of her element like that. And perhaps it's even something chronologically that's perhaps earlier in her career, so she's not quite as hardened as she is until like later in the games.
Definitely the most criticized element, but it's just like, I don't know, we're making our own kind of film, and it's our take on her. We wanted to add a little more excitement and drama to it, and it's like having her be timid was more exciting for us.
Yeah, I don't even think it's timid, but yeah.
I'm not saying it's timid. It's just not knowing exactly.
Unsure,
Not,
yeah.
Rattled.
Taking it as it comes. I guess it's kind of fun to watch somebody just like blow through, you know, just get on a planet, blow through some shit, and then be done.
Yeah.
But that's not as far as then maybe that's good for a video game, and you know, in terms of her talking and seeing her face, there's some comments about she shouldn't talk, we shouldn't see her face, but it's a video game is different than a film.
Totally.
Pretty
And I
clearly.
think-
So you want a little bit of ups and downs and dramas, and if she's unsure of herself, then you as the viewer are right there with her.
12 minutes of action sequences may seem awesome on paper, but in
Right.
execution, it's like that doesn't make a
Well,
good
it's more
story arc.
expensive.
It's
Yeah.
human
Right.
too,
Well, to
to
me,
be afraid
like,
and
a game like Metroid or like Legend of Zelda, where you have like that kind of silent protagonist, like that protagonist is you. That you know you were putting yourself in there. So I think for this, it was our way of kind of this is us as Samus playing this, because you know when I play games like Super Metroid, like I'm
You
I'm
play them
freaked
like a
out.
timid woman.
Yeah, I am. Like it's you know I think this game is great at giving you that sense of just kind of like fright and claustrophobia and all that, and I think that's what I kind of wanted to get through with the film.
yeah. I'm watching Blood play right now, and he is
Yeah,
not
cruising
afraid.
through it.
No fear.
No fear.
This was the first game that ever freaked me out though, because it was also the first game I ever played on like a big stereo system, and so the audio was just phenomenal in doing that. Just like especially like you know being in the dark at like 2 a.m. and just sends chills up your spine.
Dude, the first time that first Chozo statue that awakens
Oh,
and
yeah.
attacks you,
You fought that, like, 5 minutes ago, yeah.
freaked me out as a kid when I saw that.
It's freaky. It's freaky stuff.
To drop
Yeah.
a rhyme to rocks on
It's
time.
tricky.
While we're on the subject of Alien, Dawn, our chat is hoping for a Dawn fact about Alien. I know you must have one.
I'm gonna have to try to come up with before the end of the show.
Please
A
do.
fact about Alien or Aliens.
Either or.
Okay.
Make up your own fact that just isn't true.
Yeah, make it up, Don.
Roll with it.
I'll go through the
Dawn
files
facts are
in
never
my
made up.
mind.
Ever.
So Jessica Chobot, as we mentioned, is in this project. How did you guys swing that did you reach out to her? Did you just meet her? Or?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing that we did as a company back in 2008 was a trailer, a fake April Fool's trailer for Legend of Zelda, and that was kind of commissioned by IGN. So during that process, we got to know a lot of the people over there, and that's when she was working at the company. I think we just kind of stayed in touch over the years, and so yeah, I know her husband Blair really well. So I think I approached him. I was like, do you think this is something she'd be interested in? Because she's not focusing on acting as her career. She has her own awesome career going, and so I wasn't sure if she'd be into it, but thankfully she was, and I was really thankful to get her.
Yeah, I never would have pegged like Jessica Chobot Samus, but the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this makes sense. It's funny because a lot of people are saying that like there's this other M vibe, like to the character, but I don't feel that way at all. Like you guys have strong thoughts about other M, no?
Yeah. Terrible game.
Yeah, well, I think we're all kind of feeling that about other M.
I don't think it was terrible. I just think that I just definitely disagreed with like the character decisions they made with her, and I don't know. I think to me, she came off way more as just kind of like wooden and robotic in that, and just like almost like zero emotion. So I think what we tried to do is make her a little bit more human in that sense.
Yeah, we did have a whole take of dialogue in it that was just flat, like super no tone, just like robotic delivery, and
we ended up cutting out a lot of stuff just because like I think our first cut on the film was a lot 3-4 minutes longer, and it was explaining a lot more of what was happening and her in VO, and we realized that it wasn't necessary, and it was starting to have that kind of other M feel, where you're just getting that constant VO, like you don't need it.
No, and the flatness, we just wanted to reel it back to give her like a little bit more personality.
Someone in the chat was joking that Metroid is about waiting to use your equipment until a superior officer tells you it's okay.
Yeah.
That's what other M taught us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when you guys are taking an established property that people love, and you see the people that own the property can't even take it and then make it something that fans will continue to love. But when you take it, do you have apprehensions and worries that you're going to do something that people will consider bastardization or sacrilegious?
Well, in a way, we have it easy because this is just a fan film. This is just a real humble little thing that we just kind of did for fun. We want people to enjoy it, but yeah, we're in this time right now where we have this kind of dearth of Metroid stuff. Like there's no games coming out for a while. Like we're just kind of waiting. So it's not like it was some official production. I think I would have been a lot more nervous if it was. But because it was a fan thing and we were just kind of doing this unofficially, it was a bit more freeing. I don't think we would have gone in this kind of like 70s 2001 style direction if we didn't have that kind of freedom.
No, I don't think they would have gone with that at all.
No.
I mean, this really was 100% like fan driven. I mean, after Wonder Woman, because we did that whole thing, it was like fans of that saw that like we could execute something and have it look cool. So that's why we like did the whole fan voter thing and was like, look, like what do you guys want to see? Like we will make this for you guys.
Well, the funny thing is that our intention was with the whole fantasy filmmaking voting thing was to kind of involve people more in like the making of and like as we went along. And then when they voted for Metroid, they're like, oh god, we can't do that.
We don't want to draw attention to this.
We obviously wanted to stay on Nintendo's good side.
Yeah.
Please don't sue us.
Yeah. So far, that's been the most.
We did this because we love Metroid.
The most asked question is like, did Nintendo hate you? How much are they suing you for? Like all kinds of stuff.
Have you guys gotten any response or feedback from them?
Thankfully, we have not heard anything. I mean, we kind of went through this process with back with Legend of Zelda, where it seems that if you show respect to the property, if you show that you're doing this out of love, and you're not making any money off of it, right. We made sure to say like this is nonprofit. We're not running ads on YouTube or anything. That's
everything we've done for it is available for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And tried to make sure it was like copyright Nintendo all the way. They're not affiliated with this. Typically, you can have better luck that way. Knock on glass. But yeah, and I mean, obviously, there like a year or two ago, there was another Metroid short project that got shut down by them.
Oh, really?
Oh,
They were on
really?
Kickstarter.
They were
asking
doing a
for money.
Kickstarter.
Oh, I
for
see,
it,
I
yeah.
see.
So
Yeah.
I can see why they would frown upon that.
Yeah.
Miyamoto said recently, like in the summer, that Nintendo is willing to get back into film production with their
Right.
properties. I mean, if I was Nintendo and I saw fans making really great cinematic content about our games, obviously they don't want people stealing their IPs. But these kind of like tribute things, if I was Nintendo, I'd be thrilled that there's this interest and that people are essentially showing that you can make compelling content, cinematic content.
A lot of people that don't even know what Metroid is, like, were commenting or have like just fans of or friends of ours that have no idea what Metroid are. Was like, this is a really cool film, and like, if anything, that's more of a compliment for us for trying to do this, and to be like, look, this is free advertising for your game, for your property.
It always makes me feel good. Like when we get emails, we'll get emails from like fathers like who are maybe like our age, and they have a young daughter who they're trying to get into gaming or something, and they don't know anything about Metroid, but they show this, and their kid gets to see this really awesome kick-ass female hero doing her thing, and that it always makes me feel good when we can get responses like that. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, we just kind of want to do our thing, but not kind of incite
Yeah.
the wrath.
Yeah.
Well, and Nintendo's historically been kind of not cool about like live or let's plays and all that too,
Right.
with like the affiliates program or whatever it is they call it, like
Yeah, they're whitelisting on YouTube.
yeah,
And
which is just a silly thing, but
They seem pretty safe with Wonder Woman too, because they're really like, they want fan films done.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
their comics.
DC's been pretty good. Like
Yeah.
Lucasfilm's been amazing. Like over this last like 10, 20 years. Like starting with like Troops, and I mean, there's been hundreds and hundreds of Star Wars fan films, and they love it. They encourage it
Yeah.
because they know it's great publicity.
Free advertising,
and,
yeah.
People
it-
worry about money taken off the table because of a few fan films.
Right,
And
exactly,
Nintendo
yeah.
shouldn't worry, and none of these companies, whether it's our film or any film, should really worry about. Like you said, it's free advertising. It's
Yeah.
It's just cultivating a culture around the game or the property.
Right. Nobody making a fan film is doing it for the sweet money. This sounds like
I was gonna ask you guys, do you feel like you guys are a very, very serious production company? You've worked with a ton of different artists. Do you guys ever feel like fan film is a dirty word? Because obviously you're professionals, and what you do is really skillful.
Well, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it really as a dirty word. I know it is for a lot of people, but I mean, I think that's kind of a nice thing about it, which is like, if you don't like what we did, that's okay, because it's not canon, it's not official, it's just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
a
it's
fun
passion.
little project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's for us. This is the fun stuff. We're working on other things, like we work on features, music videos, like all kinds of stuff, but that stuff always feels more corporate and kind of soulless, but we love doing this. I mean, we try to kind of switch off. We'll do like some independent productions, some original story stuff, and then we'll do more of a fan film type stuff. I mean, obviously this gets way more hits than something that we just kind of create.
Feel free to go to our YouTube page.
Yeah. I feel like the bar's really kind of raised too the last 10 years. The more people have YouTube to figure out how to do stuff, whether it's visual effects or
Better
filmmaking.
resources.
Totally.
I mean,
The
the
fam-
gear that anybody has access to.
Yeah.
I would have killed for any of this stuff, when I was
Yeah.
growing up.
Right.
It
Compare
just-
cable access versions of fan films with what YouTube has today.
we had
a
to
little different.
we had to digitally add the two ferns in the background of our
Yeah.
stuff. It was-
Yeah.
Those weren't real
Those are
ferns.
not real ferns.
Oh my god.
Cutting edge technology.
Shows off. Yeah, like I feel like in the new media realm, you really need to rely on going viral, and stuff like this, where you're tapping into these really strong pop culture communities. Do you guys feel like this is something that you kind of have to do now to get noticed?
We didn't know. We hoped that this would go viral. It was never like, well, cool, we're gonna put this video online and it's gonna have 1 million
Yeah,
views.
never
And, like,
guaranteed.
Yeah, we're not, so overly obsessed that we're like, oh, our stuff's gonna get a bazillion views, obviously, because it's so cool. I mean, we liked it. We hope the fans wanted it, and I hope they liked it, and it was a positive response, which is awesome. So thanks to them.
But yeah, it's great. I mean, I've seen people, over the years just decide like, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to take my camera or my phone and do something fun and throw it on a YouTube channel and get a tremendous response from it, and like it starts a whole new career for them. Like
Yeah.
that's something that wasn't possible just a few years ago.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. What?
I was just thinking, like, and then, like, we had the completionist. I don't know if you guys know him. We had him on last week, and he was talking about his, like, how much work he does every week.
Man.
Yeah.
And it's just like, my God. It's like nonstop, no
Yeah.
weekends off, nothing. And it's
Yeah.
just like, more power to you, man.
That's almost like, honestly, like a lot of the fan films that are out there, like the quality may not be as good, but like remember they're like single individuals working really hard to do this.
Yeah.
And, like we're lucky that we had a talented team of people that were doing this, regardless of how small it was. And it's like not one single effort.
Yeah.
How did Rainfall Films come to be? Like, have you guys been together a long time? I know the Zelda trailer came out.
Yeah,
Almost.
that was April 2008. So
Yeah.
that was literally it launched the day that we kind of launched our website and kind of went public.
Oh,
And
that was
Always
one of
good
your
to
first
start
projects?
your company on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Everyone takes that real serious.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was our very first thing we did as a company, and like we had all been kind of working together in various ways for several years prior, and we were all working for other companies, other post and production houses, and we're just like, we just kind of want to do our own thing and take the gamble and say, okay, bye-bye guaranteed paycheck, and just kind of strike off and make our own company, which that's something I've definitely always wanted to do.
Yeah, totally.
So it was just kind of cool. It was like when you start your own business like that, and you actually start realizing that you are supporting yourselves and all that. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. All right.
RHD's dog died.
What?
Sorry, RHD.
Sorry, RHD.
So you guys went to college with Jones?
With Jones?
Brandon Jones?
Oh, yeah, Jesse.
Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm like, how do you know? Oh, because Brandon jumped into the chat.
Oh, yeah, I
guess-
went to college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, Sam went there for a minute.
Yeah.
1 minute, and then you're
1
like,
minute.
60 seconds.
I don't like this Jones guy. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
This
outta
is
here.
lame.
Yeah, I was there just for freshman year, and you
Right.
were for
And
years.
yeah, I knew Brandon, and went to college together.
Nice.
Yes, that's the
And he-
super cool story about
He
that.
talked about how
For him.
someday he wanted to make this great Metroid fan film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, there's this game I've never played.
You Zuckerberged him. You Zuckerberged him.
That's
You guys are
right.
just taking notes.
The nonprofit.
Yeah, the
Zuckerberg.
non-profit Zuckerberg.
Yeah. We're going to make zero money. We're going to lose money on this.
No money.
It's not a great business model, but it's all right.
Something I have to ask, like, because people.
It's never a good way to start a question.
Well, Metroid is one of those properties people hold very, very dear to them, and if you mess with it, you're going to hear the wrath. What were some of the things going into this project that you said to yourselves, we can't mess this up, or we absolutely need to include this or pay homage to this in some way?
Yeah, we had a list.
Yeah, there was a list,
Yeah.
and pretty much all of
Yeah.
Some kind of altercation with space pirates.
Her ship.
Original
Ship.
original script did have a Metroid in it. We had this whole like secondary story with it, and Sam was like, "Well, let's like I don't want to do like a really big thing. Like we don't have a whole lot of free time, and it was gonna be like 3 or 4 minutes." And
It was
then-
originally much more action driven.
Yeah. And fast forward to our 12-minute film
Yeah.
that's no longer 3 or 4 minutes long
Yeah.
with no Metroids in it.
Yeah. So it was, it's unfortunately, no Metroids, but we couldn't figure out with the story how it evolved. We couldn't figure out a good way.
It's called Metroid, but it seems like the essence
Yeah.
is not about those things. It's about all the exploration, like we said. And
Yeah.
Metroids don't even show up till like the last half of the game, anyways.
Yeah.
Absent Super
there
Metroid.
hasn't been any.
So
right?
where in the canon, games-wise, would you place your movie? If it falls in there?
It doesn't really have any kind of place in the canon. I kind of see it as a little bit early on, like maybe between the original and like the Prime trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Post various suit, but like
Yeah.
pre
Yeah.
other M.
yeah, but yeah, no, it's okay. So we knew we had to have the morph ball. I wanted to put the grapple beam in there, so I needed that moment. And then just like finding a Chozo statue and touching it, like it's all that kind of stuff. And then like an escape with a countdown timer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I knew that's what we
Gotta.
did.
We did
Yeah.
kind of go through like our favorite moments of like each individual games that we had, and it was like, well, seeing the Chozo statue is like an awesome thing. We should like make a really like iconic moment that has like a Chozo statue, and then we were like, just literally blew through all of them. Morph Ball was definitely my favorite.
Mhm.
It was like, we got to figure out how we can make this look cool without being cheesy.
And sound cool too, because that was the Jeff, was the composer and the sound designer, and I think part of your favorite part was like actually doing like the Morph Ball stuff and any kind of like suit mechanic.
Totally. I mean, he mentioned that. Super Metroid has amazing music score. I mean, like the Super Nintendo kind of pioneered the start of like amazing sound for the Metroid games, and
He made it.
just
Bloodworth.
finally
He finally, I was like
the bomb
transfixed.
jump.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
just like bomb jump.
It's like, can you do it? 40 minutes of bomb jumping
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, so you composed all original music for this. How difficult when you're creating music? Like, do you let yourself get influenced by game scores or?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that some game scores are by far some of the better scores the last like 5-10 years. I mean, they're scored by real orchestras, and they're using composers who are as talented as film score composers. So, but yeah, I mean, we definitely there's homages to specific cues. The like at the end of the film, it plays this like 6-note melody that's like the pause or the pause screen. Yeah, it's the boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. So we tried to like pick cool music moments that were from the game and actually work them into the actual cues. So
What's your favorite Metroid game?
that one.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I asked the question knowing what the answer would be, but
Yeah. And
primes are good too, though.
I think, it's for me, it's like a tie between Super Metroid and Metroid Prime 1.
Yeah.
I think because they both had that excitement of like experiencing something for the first time.
Yeah.
The shot where the ball is like falling in our film and you can see it through the cracks like from a distance, that's taken from Prime.
Very,
We wanted
very
to have
cool.
that like, when you're going through the cavern walls and you can see glimpses of her ball.
Yeah, I mean, even first like that first time you see her, like when you're in like the first person and you see that transition to third person and the morph ball, it's like mind blowing back in like 2002.
Yeah.
And so that's
Whether you like the 3D format of it or not, like the Prime was a pretty stellar way of bringing the first person into
and
to Metroid.
nobody thought that transition to 3D was going to work.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It was-
Earlier, Big Cat 4848 asked if they made another Metroid game, would you prefer it to be another 3D or back to 2D?
It's a good question.
I mean, I think we have different opinions on this,
Yeah.
but I would prefer to see a 2D one. I think that Mega Man showed that you can bring. I don't think it necessarily has to be complete retro graphics, but I prefer classic platforming.
Yeah.
Like Shadow Complex or something.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like just
Closest
swap out
thing we've
Samus.
had for a while, probably that one.
Okay. Can we get a show of hands in the room, 2D or 3D? Hands for 2D?
Well, kind of what I want. Since Retro's been doing those, and they've also done these Donkey Kong games, I think it'd be really interesting because you know how like Tropical Freeze, it was 2D,
Yeah.
but it had like a lot of 3D
Yeah.
Yeah.
level design, like
Yeah.
wrapping around itself a little bit.
That can look
I
really
love
good
that.
or look really gross.
2.5D.
Yeah.
it depends.
Sometimes it looks really nasty,
I
like
want it to be
claymate.
gross.
You want it to be gross. You don't want a 2D or a 3D one. You just want a gross one.
Let's just change it up.
Yeah, can you guys make a
Super
really
gross
gross
game.
Metroid
Yeah.
fan film?
It's really gross.
Yeah,
Claymation.
Any plans to do a sequel to this? Because that's your starting point right there.
Right there, just
Gross.
We'll do it. We'll do it 1940s style. It'll just be like she'll be like a private detective. It'll be a noir.
Oh god, I would
Dude,
play the
that,
shit
that
out
actually
of that.
sounds awesome.
We did talk about doing like a dark, violent kind of version of it, but it's just such an overdone trend right now to
Yeah.
take properties
Yeah.
Power
and make
Rangers
them super
one.
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah.
and gritty.
which is great. Those are
Thanks,
cool
Christopher
things.
Nolan.
So you guys did the Wonder Woman short, which was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I loved that when it came out at the time.
thanks.
Still like it because I just watched it again. But that you guys totally didn't go in that dark, gritty direction, and I appreciate that because I think if you had, that wouldn't have held up.
I think our biggest fear with this one was just the length. Like, I was genuinely concerned that people wouldn't put 12 minutes of their day into watching it. It's like, that's a lot of time for internet peeps. Like,
Yeah.
anything over 30 seconds is even I lose interest.
I mean, I was cool with it just because like it had really been like a year since the whole voting process was. So like I didn't want to like wait like an entire year and then here you go, here's a 2-minute thing.
Yeah, here's a minute and a half.
Enjoy. But yeah, no, I think like with this or with like Wonder Woman, you can still make it feel adult and not have it be super dark and gritty and bloody. Because I think it all comes down to like, do you have a respect for the property and for the people who are watching it?
Dude, shout out to course, I'm going to forget the name of the film, but Galaxies, the
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a perfect example of taking something and not making it dark and grimy and making it just awesome and fun and adventure. I mean, like,
Same we've talked about. I have a 5-year-old who gets excited when he sees the trailers for these films, Batman versus Superman. I can't take a 5-year-old to go see
Right.
Batman
Yeah.
versus Superman. He saw Guardians of the Galaxy. That was like borderline,
Yeah.
but that was a fun movie. It wasn't overly dark. It wasn't overly scary. It wasn't
yeah.
overly intense. And I think there's got to be a portion of the segments cut out where we can have those things that will appeal to an adult, but a kid can go. Maybe not 5, but
The gun nailed it. I mean, I hope that opens the door for more Marvel-y or just
Oh, yeah.
superhero-style films that aren't going to be, dark and twisted.
I think that's the best Marvel movie,
Oh, totally.
in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny though because we
Oh,
were
yeah.
watching '90s children's toy commercials
For like an hour.
for
and
like
a
an
half.
hour.
Long time.
We just like
That will affect your
alcohol
brain.
involved?
It was
Like-
no. We just finished playing Mysterium. Great game.
great
game.
board game,
And then that just happened.
and then we were like, I don't even know how we got
James threw him on.
anyway, but we watched like
go
an
in a hole.
Yeah.
there's a point to this because we
were
watched
watching
like
it
an
and it
hour
was
of
like-
these commercials, and there were so many toy commercials for like toys affiliated with R-rated films.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, the 90s
Oh, yeah.
were awesome.
Yeah. The entire thing of the 90s was marketing R-rated movies to
Yeah.
8-year-old boys.
Like,
Like there were Aliens
Aliens
toys,
toys.
I had some of those aliens.
Terminator toys. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the best.
Like
It's like I've
confetti
never
come out of
seen
his
this
mouth.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
They
well,
squirt water.
Our friend
Oh,
was
that's
like,
cute.
was like, my mom would not get me any of these toys
Yeah.
because they weren't appropriate for
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I had we would go down to 7-Eleven and we would get packs of Rambo cards with bubble gum in them.
Yeah, bubblegum. Yeah.
Nice.
The funniest thing was like the toys back then would add new lore. Like there was a ship that could catch the xenomorphs in like a jar. You'd like fly
Yeah.
on top and then catch it, and it would go in the jar. It looked kind of like the jar that the Metroid is in, actually. But like, yeah.
They had like it looks like the hammerhead xenomorph.
Yeah.
Like you could like press the button and it would like
Yeah.
ram stuff.
There's only so many characters in the game. You gotta.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
Star
Or in the
Wars
movie,
did that
you
too.
gotta
You
need
can't
more
do that
toys.
now in
There's a lot
Star
of
Wars.
toys.
Yeah.
Make more toys.
Alien vs Predator did that too, like inventing like the Predalien and all that.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yeah, I remember in the early '90s. I think I was babysitting, like a 5-year-old who had these alien toys. I'm like, have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
He's like, no, but
There's a
I want
movie?
to."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh God, what have I done?
Let me show you. You're going to love it.
Oh, Blood, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Did you get the charge? I noticed you needed that charge to get through that collapsing door, the like speed boost dash or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I forget what the actual name of it is.
Just
Dash
speed booster.
run or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you still on pace for finishing by 7, Blood?
Speed run.
Weren't we joking earlier that he should do like the slowest run possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of ended up doing that with the
the
bomb jumps.
were-
Yeah.
Longest world record for bomb jumping in one broadcast.
Most failed bomb jump.
I'm gonna go home and play this. This made me
Yeah.
want to play it again.
So there
I
comes a
love it.
point in this show when Brandon Jones started game trailers.
You remember him from college.
Oh yeah.
A hot minute.
that minute.
He
college
he
together.
God bless him, loves trailers, as we all do. So he always loves to do a segment where he shows a badass trailer. I don't think this is necessarily a badass trailer that I've picked. I picked it for 3 reasons. It's the new Star Wars live action Battlefront trailer, and I picked it 1 because it's Battlefront, and 2 it's live action in the spirit of you guys making a live action short, and 3 it has Anna Kendrick in it. And if I know the internet, which I think I do, they love Anna Kendrick. So I'm totally pandering here.
For the hits.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing it for the hits.
hits. Those sweet
Everyone
hits.
counts. So if you'll cue it up, Don.
Don't
He's
forget to turn off our mics.
Check.
He's got it. Well, here's
Is that because
here's
we're gonna say stuff during it?
Yeah, we're gonna be like, this sucks. Anna Kendrick, why?
Kendrick, what were you thinking?
here's a not so badass but still good trailer.
It's Morgan.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
So there you go. There's your Anna Kendrick internet.
That was a terrible
Hope you're
trailer,
happy.
huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I told you I chose it very pandering.
Yeah.
It was a very pandering choice on my part.
They hated it.
Do you think somebody stole all their clothes? Like, there's just like piles of clothes.
Yeah.
Like, look.
Oh, library clothes.
What are those?
That's what Darth Vader's like, I will build my Sith army, and then he just dresses all these mannequins. He's so lonely. He's so very, very lonely.
Who, me?
Oh, I see you guys are new to the show.
Oh.
Hey, Elyse.
Sorry, Don?
What?
Yeah, I've got that Aliens Dawn fact.
Throw it on
ready
your
if-
camera, Don. We want the people want to see you. That's
Bloodworth.
Oh, there we are.
I've done that before. Don't worry.
Yeah, here's a Don's fact about Aliens. Did you know that during the filming of Aliens, James Cameron, excuse me,
Oh. Whoa.
Oh my God! You really had me
Did
going.
they ever chest bust and then immediately go to face hug the
No,
same
because
person?
the chest burster is different than a face hugger.
if you guys have noticed anything funny with the teleprompters, because I've been doing the show with one arm for the last half hour.
He's been ready.
Preparing for my big fact.
Would it make one
What's the
super
chat
alien if
saying?
it just
Yeah.
kept like
Seems like
busting
I'm
out of the
done.
same
seems like it
chest?
wouldn't be a good evolution.
Everyone's
process.
freaking out. Everyone's
Oh my God. Thank you, Don.
Don, I thought you were gonna throw up for real.
I really thought he was going to throw up.
I was like, aim it away from the switcher. I have to touch that thing.
There were two good outcomes there. Either he did the chest burster or he threw up.
Yeah.
We just this show needs action.
Oh my God.
win-win.
Everyone says you're a genius,
Oh
Don.
my God.
Oh my
Thanks,
God.
everybody.
We gained 10 additional viewers.
Actually, 30.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Viral.
This is spreading.
You're worth more viewers than Anna Kendrick, so that's good.
Yeah. I will make that GIF tomorrow.
Yeah.
And yes, I
My
pronounced
God.
it GIF.
I say GIF too.
Nobody should say GIF.
GIF is a peanut butter. I don't care what the creator of GIFs says.
Even the creators can be wrong.
Yeah. It's like, you're a nerd. Get out of here. You made a weird animated image format.
I shouldn't have mentioned GIF. Ian's getting belligerent.
I'm getting
Oh, do you guys know this piece of trivia? The Varia suit?
Mhm.
Do you know what Varia means?
No.
I don't.
Oh, you guys don't?
No.
It was a mistranslation. It
Oh,
just
really?
means barrier.
Oh, that's right.
So you're not even picking up a suit, you're just picking up a barrier.
Interesting.
Bury a suit. That's racist.
Um,
That's amazing. Very is a super cool word, though.
Yeah.
on that note,
What? Should we do questions?
no.
Speaking of racist,
Number
let's
11.
get to chat.
Number 11.
Just go to the
happening on
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah, just go to YouTube. Hit up the comment section.
Every week we do a top 10 countdown on game trailers. We count down a different topic, and this week we're doing top 10 open worlds in games, which was a tough countdown because we had a really hard time actually like clarifying what that meant.
Like MMO or like just free open world?
So
or-
like Fallout
Yeah.
would be considered, or Skyrim, any Bethesda game really.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Daggerfall.
Yeah. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger.
Is GTA 3 kind of like what coined that term? I don't really remember people using it before that.
Open world?
Yeah.
Put it in your entry.
Even GTA 1 was open.
But no,
world. I just don't know if
the
it-
countdown's already
The
cut.
countdown's been cut.
The countdown's been cut.
But so we always talk about a game that didn't make it onto the countdown, and the one that shocked Ian and I,
Yeah.
number 11 this week, is Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like the openest of worlds.
yeah, no world.
Is it a
Is more
game
open.
though?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if it's anything, it's a game.
Yeah, sure.
It's also
Are
art.
Legos a game?
Yeah. They're a learning tool. No fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you make your own open world. I think that was the
Yeah.
point of contention we had was.
He was like, we can't point to that tree and say we like that tree because it's different every time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the trees are all identical, more by and large. You know, they're different sizes.
Are you guys into open world games? Like you mentioned that you guys are interested in Fallout 4.
Yeah, this is taking up a lot of my Fallout 4
Oh,
time.
Me
we
too.
apologize.
Welcome to my world.
I'm playing Tomb Raider right now, so
Awesome game.
I'm the odd man out.
Tomb Raider has more of a Metroid-ish structure. I wouldn't call it necessarily open world.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
They made the right decisions for that game. We have a friend who worked on it. It's awesome.
I'm
You're
loving it.
biased.
It's okay.
Jesse, is your son too young for Minecraft?
I think he has friend. He kind of knows what it is, but yeah, he doesn't know what it is
You should
for
just
real.
show him a thing called seedlings.
He's seen friends who wear like T-shirts, and I think he got a hand-me-down Minecraft T-shirt, but he doesn't know what it is.
Ian makes a machinima show called Seedlings,
Okay.
just set in the Minecraft. It's for children
Okay.
and set in the Minecraft world. He'd
It's
probably
for all
love
ages.
It. It's timeless, really.
Timeless classic.
You should take him to see Alien.
Yeah.
You'd work up to Minecraft, start with like Dead Space. And then,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
7-Eleven Rambo.
He's
cards.
excited for the for Battlefront.
He is. Are you gonna let him see it?
The
game?
the
Oh,
movie?
sorry. I'm.
Well, he's excited
Star-
for all of it,
Are you
but
gonna let
the-
him see the Star Wars movie?
We're on the fence. I think he definitely wants to. I showed him Ghostbusters. That's like the most adult movie he's ever seen.
That ghost in the beginning is
And
scary.
he
man.
loved
Yes.
it. He loved
It's
it
pretty
in the
adult, yeah.
moment, and then
Yeah.
bedtime that night
Oh, yeah.
was a disaster.
He'll never go in a library
Yeah,
again. Not that he'd ever
so-
need to.
He wants to see it. He's seen the 3 originals multiple times, so I think we probably will.
I'm-
But I imagine it's just, filmmaking in
There's other Star
1977 and
Wars films?
1983.
No, it's just the 3.
If,
Yeah,
if
there
you're
are-
not familiar with
I'm pretty
Star
sure I
Wars,
saw Ghostbusters in theater when I was about that age.
Yeah. And you probably liked it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He liked it. I think we will take him. But the video game, too, he's like, you're going to get that game, right? It's like, yeah.
Does your son talk like that?
Yeah.
It's like super chill 5-year-old. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, bro, dad.
You're gonna get that game, right?
Pro dad.
You're going to get that game?
Pro dad. Hey.
He's from
Battlefield.
He's from California. That's
Probably
how
a
he
much
talks.
better way to like get your parents to get you something.
Yeah.
As opposed to I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get
You
me
could
that.
get me that game.
Hella Battlefield though, for real.
yeah, he should act like he has no interest in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then
Totally. That's a good way to go.
And you'll be like, God damn.
I don't
son,
even
you
want to
have
see the
interest in Star
movie.
Wars."
Oh, are you guys going?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess if you're gonna drag me along,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Probably shouldn't stay here by myself.
It blew my mind when I realized that children. I was doing some work for a guy and had to stay at their place, and their 2 kids were I think 6 and 8 or something like that. This was a few years ago, but they were mad about Jar Jar. Loved him.
Kids.
And I was like, yeah, kids. I was just like,
Well, yeah.
I didn't know.
Jar
I didn't
Jar
know that
was
kids
made
liked
for
Jar Jar.
children.
I know, but it's
That's
like I
what
thought
he was
everyone
created
hated him
for.
across the board.
Have you
That's
guys?
when I realized that Lucas
true
was
dark
he knew what he
side.
was doing.
Kids
yeah.
like stupid things.
Did you read the theory that was going around Reddit recently that Jar Jar was a Sith?
Oh yeah, and behind everything.
He orchestrated the whole thing and.
Did he
Obviously-
orchestrate the first 3 movies?
Yeah, pretty
Well-
much. He was behind. He was working for Palpatine the whole time.
Yeah, the theory was that he was going to have a more prevalent role in the other movies, and that it would eventually come to fruition that was the plan all along. But then, because of the negative response, George Lucas chickened out.
Yeah. Just like he chickened out about the affair with Padme and Obi-Wan, that would have made everything actually make sense.
Was that a thing?
Mm-hmm. Like
Oh.
it was implied, I think, that he thought at the end you can kind of see that he thinks Obi-Wan is cheating on him with or that Padme is cheating on him with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But apparently that was actually going to be a thing. I guess.
Slightly more motivation, I guess.
Yeah. I mean those movies. God.
That's a whole other subject.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we dragged this out. You guys made a great film. We're here to talk about it. And
good movies.
Yeah.
Please.
Ian's going to ask you guys some questions from our community.
You see that
No.
Mad Max Fury Road though?
Amazing.
There's going to be a Black
Holy-
Friday Blu-ray special. It's like $9.
Nice.
$9.
Don't remember where, but
I forgot about these Twitter questions, Elyse.
yeah.
Okay, we answered that. Stall for time. Hang on, I didn't read these.
Let's
Oh
talk
my
about
God.
Mad Max.
Yeah,
That's
I'm done.
amazing.
Yeah, best movie
Talk
ever.
about
Yeah.
that all night, yeah.
I think it
We
was.
sort of answered these.
Oh God, you're the worst.
What's your dream project? Is it video game related? Asks Galex.
I'm totally going to imagine that's how he asked it.
Yeah. What's your dream project?
Project.
Is it video game related?
He's from Long islands.
Yeah.
He refers to himself in his own question.
Galax
Like,
wants to
In the-
know.
it's a-
Needs
yeah.
to know
It's
this
a tweet.
question.
It says asks Galax. So it's weird, but sure.
Yeah, I'll respond like Jesse's son. Like, I guess I could do a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If you know.
No, I don't know. It's hard. I don't even know if I have an answer for that. It's,
Yeah, that's super tough.
We've been so concentrated on just getting Metroid done. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have my own like projects that I'd love to do. Like when during voting, when people were like voting for Final Fantasy VI, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite of the series, and it's like I could see that working so amazingly well. It's like either a movie series or like an HBO kind of series or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be my vote.
I mean, there's a lot of video games that I think would do really well, not as feature films, but just as like Netflix or Hulu shows or just streaming content or whatever.
Yeah. I keep saying like I think we're almost at that point where like the way that like the first X-Men movie or the first like Spider-Man movie kind of changed, like flipped, like and just created this whole new renaissance of comic book films. Like I feel like we're just like almost there with video game movies. Like, I really, really, truly believe that we can have amazing, just like Oscar caliber video game adaptations, and it's going to take that one film that pushes it over. And I don't know what that movie's going to be, but
Yeah.
There's video games try to be movies a lot. Of
Yeah.
times, and
Yeah.
that makes it sort of a weird, So to make a Grand Theft Auto movie, it's like, well, they've made a
Yeah,
Grand
there's
Theft
hundreds
Auto
of
movie.
those.
It's
Yeah,
a
like-
game.
or
So
like the
it-
Uncharted, they've been trying to
Yeah.
get Uncharted made.
Yeah, but
and
those are
that
films.
is a
Yeah.
cinematic
It's like-
experience.
There are already
Fucking
3
word. They
of those.
throw it at E3 all the time.
Yeah.
It's like we're trying to get the cinematic experience.
Yeah.
It's like such a pointless buzzword. It's
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah,
But that's what they're trying to do. I mean,
I understand that.
In
trying to
the
make a movie.
for the game or when they're making a movie they say that.
the game.
Yeah,
usually,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like when they were trying to make a movie. They're like,
They're
we're gonna make
trying
a
to
cinematic
say-
experience. You mean a movie? What?
I just think it's refreshing to see indie developers trying to make games that aren't cinematic
Cinematic.
experiences.
Yeah.
It's
That they're
like-
games.
Right.
You mean like actual good games like Dark Souls?
like real games? Yeah, where the plot is kind of not super important as like the gameplay. The gameplay brings
Lore.
out the story of the world or whatever. Yeah.
That's what
I
I think.
prefer games with lore than
You like
more
the
than
old
story.
lore?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I always thought that
Yeah.
Warcraft could be a great movie series because the games aren't always specific. I mean, there's heavy story and lore, but you could like grab a piece of that and
Yeah.
make one movie from that or another piece here and there. That's why I really hope that the movie is a success so they can keep making them.
What did you guys think of the trailer?
I liked the trailer.
Me too.
I thought it was really. I mean, I'm super biased on that because I've been playing these games forever. But I get the thrill out of seeing like, oh, I've hung out in that chamber, or
Right.
I know that NPC, or hey, that cloak. Oh, that character wouldn't be wearing that cloak. That's not the right cloak.
That character would
Yeah.
cloak.
So I'm super biased.
I can't wait for those. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Lightning round. William Birkin asks, "What's your favorite Alien movie?"
Alien 1, we kind of talked about
Yeah.
that.
Alien for sure.
Everybody likes Alien.
Aliens was my
Smosh
favorite.
Games is freaking out out there.
But have you seen the director's cut of Alien 3?
yes, it's real good.
It's real good.
3 is an underrated gem.
3 is underrated.
The director's cut
Yeah,
with
the
like the
director's cut
unfinished effects.
starts on the beach.
Yeah.
So
It's
good.
a pretty
so
incredible. It's a pretty incredible
it was like
movie.
an ox, right? Not a
Dark. Yeah, it
dog.
comes out of the ox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Aliens
There's
so
so
good.
great French
There's so
film.
much good stuff that they were.
David
just like,
Fincher's
"Yeah."
first movie.
So just to be a little.
Does everybody remember
For sure.
Alien 4?
Great
Yeah,
French
I
film.
did.
Fantastic.
His other
They-
films are amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't
I like
think
the first act of it. First act of it.
Yeah.
Good.
she actually did that basketball thing.
Yeah.
Third try.
No shit.
And they
Yeah.
had to cut really fast because Ron Perlman went, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
he like
Yeah.
broke entirely.
Yeah, the next time you watch that shot,
Yeah.
and you can see right before it cuts, he's like,
Yeah, he's like, "What?"
Perlman couldn't do it. That's
Yeah.
his thing. He goes,
Because no one
"Perlman couldn't
believed.
do it."
No one believed that she could.
She's
Yeah.
genetically engineered, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel
Yeah.
like it would be obvious and easy for her to
Sigourney
do
Weaver,
Yeah,
not
Sigourney
not
Weaver
a.
is
Sigourney Weaver, little known fact. She's genetically.
that.
Genetically.
Genetically
Yeah.
engineered, but only in the
The
fourth,
greatest.
only in the fourth iteration of herself.
Do you, the hashtagonist wants to know if you take any special considerations when you're trying to make an IP accessible for people who aren't. I know you said that people who don't know the IP liked it. Do you guys do anything intentionally with that in mind? Like, we got to make this accessible to people who don't know what the hell is going on.
Don't know the source material.
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's, I mean, yeah.
They just asked me.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going on?
But I think specifically, like, you know, it started off as a Metroid film, but it ended as us polishing just a piece of film. We were tearing it apart to see where its flaws and where its weak points were from, like, the most, you know, like, unbiased perspective as possible.
Yeah, I was like, Jesse was great in that because like he didn't grow up with the games the way that Jeff and I did, so it was just more from a filmic.
Yeah, we just want to tell a good story, and I think the more Easter eggs, lack of a better word, the more details that come directly from the game, the better.
Is there like a zombie
Something
apocalypse
happening?
outside?
Yeah, they're probably doing
We can only
something.
hope. I'm sure Smosh Games must be filming something.
Glad it's a metal
Those
door.
doors are locked, right? They can't get in.
We could lock them.
Are
Blood, barricade them
like
with your body.
Runners or walkers or what are the new names?
Hopefully the Romero classics.
Yeah.
That's
Biters.
the only real zombie.
I agree with that.
CDJ Gamer, this can just be a lightning crest question. What's your favorite of all the Metroid power-ups or upgrades? Favorite one. You have to pick one.
Sticky ball, man. I'll roll up all over.
Yeah. Good one.
You know, I got to go with the grapple. I love the grapple beam.
Did
It'd
that
be
right
fun.
at the beginning of the short, huh? You couldn't wait.
Could not believe it. Here we go.
Do you have one that you like?
No, I don't.
I have feelings.
Those are good ones.
Talk about that.
What you said.
What you said.
This one's kind of a joke question.
I'm cool.
Not like those other ones.
Yeah. This is very serious. Yeah, wait. Nah, screw that question.
I do this every week.
What's the
You're
name?
having
Can we
a
at
lot
least
of
apologize
trouble.
to the username?
He has another question.
Oh.
How long? This is from Unrui. I don't know how to say your name.
Sorry?
Sure. Question: how long did it take from idea to completion, like in toto?
Yeah.
That's a rough one because it's
Well,
like off and on.
Yeah, like we mentioned how it kind of started off as more of like an action short, and I'd say like the last few months of last year were spent kind of working on that concept.
Yeah.
And then there was probably the first 2 months of this year was spent trying to figure out how the hell we were going to do her suit. Because it's like, well, we have to figure can we do that? Because otherwise we have no movie if we can't make that. So we're trying to do. We really wanted to do it practically, and we talked with a lot of different like prop makers, fabrication houses, and costumers, and it just came down to like cost. Of course, 'cause it was going to be like tens and tens of thousands of dollars to make something, and the mobility of it. Like Samus is super lithe and is very fluid and graceful. If she was in a practical suit, it was just going to be like Frankenstein. So that's when we kind of got hooked up with this place of Vitruvian Entertainment, who has like a really low cost way of doing motion capture, and it's not like all of like the ping pong balls and cameras all over the place. It's just like a wetsuit with wires in it and a computer, and that's it. So we said, okay, we can actually do this. So then that was probably around February. So probably pretty much between February and October was the real production time.
Cool. Okay. Someone was asking about there's apparently a Dragon's Lair movie on Kickstarter right now, but it isn't doing amazingly.
That's too bad. That's a cool game.
Yeah.
Like an official Kickstarter or
I don't
a
know.
fan thing?
I'd never heard of it until just now. Daniel Warren asked about it. But yeah, they said it wasn't doing well. What would be your advice, I guess? Like, how do you think people could gain traction if they're trying to...
Well, I guess it depends if it's official or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's actual, like the creator doing something like that, I don't know. I'd have to see the Kickstarter page and see like what kind of promotional materials they have.
I think it's more like it's tough. That's not as popular a franchise as Metroid is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of early traction in Kickstarter has to do with what your basis is to begin with.
Yeah.
The other thing is we haven't done a Kickstarter. Like
This
was all we just did it and released it, and the response has been positive. Could have gone another way. Wonder Woman was the same thing. We had a good idea. We wanted to do it. We did it. We got it out there. We didn't try to raise money before. We didn't ask for, we didn't take the temperature of the room before we did it.
Yeah.
I think we got not lucky, but I think we picked between with Zelda, Wonder Woman, Metroid. We picked pretty, broadly loved, widely known properties to go for.
And I think, I every now and then I'll back a Kickstarter. I think same with you, right?
Yeah, I like Kickstarter. I love backing indie game. I don't back like stuff that's like already got money, and that's no worse than pre-ordering or getting onto alphas. It's like
I think kickstarting like film projects is super hard.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of really successful ones.
Yeah.
And I think it's I don't know. It seems to me like the more successful ones, the ones that make me want to give money, are the ones that are like super transparent about their budget, like where this money's going to go, and just like a track record of success in making stuff. So
that's certainly an issue we had with just a lot of projects, and I think really what started us being like, we're going to just start doing our own stuff is because you have these ideas, you tell people about them, and they're, oh, that sounds awesome, and they want to be behind it, and then it's like, well, where's the money? Like, something like this does cost time and money.
Yeah, that's the main reason we started Rainfall, which we wanted to do. We didn't want to have to answer to anyone to just go out and do something, and we just wanted to have fun.
Rainfall, we were in discussions over the years of other projects like this for various places, and it, kind of fell apart for various reasons here and there. And
if their Kickstarter doesn't go through, if they can find the resources to do it themselves and prove people that they were right and they should have gotten money the first time for Kickstarter, that's the best thing to do.
Or just doing a small concept video, just something, throw it on YouTube or whatever, just proof that you can
concept,
do it and make it look cool.
That all kind of flows into a question by Poopa-Doop Troop.
Love that name.
Any
Love
tips?
Poop in it.
Yeah. Any tips for aspiring or independent filmmakers with no money in their pocket?
Make lots of friends.
Yeah.
Definitely all about who you know in this town or wherever you are. But and I think just getting onto film sets wherever you are. I mean, there's productions happening in pretty much every town on the planet. So get experience, get on set, meet people, and start making your own stuff. Even if you don't show it to anybody, if you don't put it on YouTube or whatever, just keep making stuff and get better and better. It's just, there's always more to learn.
Yeah, and you never know.
Yeah, I feel like there are lots of like assets online you can go to, like free 3D modeling programs and stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
If you reach out, there's a lot of people that are usually willing to help, whether they're aspiring or whether they're already established.
Like finding a good film community. Like Jesse and I, when we started off making little shorts, we were on a website called dvxuser.com. That was a great community for filmmakers who were using DVX cameras. And
boy, what a throwback there.
Yeah, I remember that site.
I remember that
site.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And they would do contests, like 2 or 3 a year or so, where different fests. There was like a zombie fest, action, comedy, western, and you just kind of make your movie and put it on there. And it doesn't matter if it was shot on a phone or if it was shot on a Red camera. It was just a great way to get feedback on your stuff.
And that's the thing too, is like, you don't have to have the greatest tech in the world to make something good if your story is compelling,
Right.
You can make something on a phone or on a high 8 camera if you had one.
Absolutely.
Were you gonna say something else?
You pretty much just echoed it.
Yeah, there's a website, No Film School, which is also really it's a great website because they show you, if you want to build your own like camera rigs and stuff, they'll show you ways to do that with like bicycle handles and stuff. It sounds weird, but it's interesting.
Even before you get to that point, though, like, you don't need to build your own rig to tell a story on film. You don't need a lot of stuff. I mean, you can have no money, but you don't need a lot of technology. You don't need a lot. You just need you need a team of people that you feel good with. You need some friends to be in it, and you just need to do it.
Yeah. Confidence in your own self and your own project, I think, for sure, because like nobody's going to be as excited as your project as you are, because like until it's done, they're not going to see the vision, and it's whether it's good or bad, it's like if you power through it knowing that you want to make the best film you can, whether it is or isn't, that's the best way to go through that to the next one.
Yeah. And there's going to be a period after you finish shooting before you've started editing where you're like, oh God, I hate this. Everything we did was terrible. Don't let that stop you.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people saying no.
Yeah.
Just finish it and then make another one. Yeah. People start saying yes eventually.
Mm-hmm.
True. Someone called Ilka Narwhal wants to know if you have any favorite classic game series from your younger years that are still continuing today or that have evolved. No. We're all about the same age.
Was that question for me?
That was for you, Old Man River. But that have evolved and changed over the years that are still kicking that you don't think they ruined.
I had something until the last part.
Yeah. What was the thing you had?
Well, I was going to go back to Final Fantasy. I grew up with like played the first one, God, whenever that came out, mid '80s.
In
And,
1875.
We got this awesome moment here.
Oh yeah.
break the
Oh yeah,
glass.
this part's so good.
Wonk.
Super bomb.
Ruh-roh.
Whole other part.
Water level.
God. This game is so good though.
I remember being blown away by these graphics.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing.
Dude, I played this because I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so I played it on my Wii a billion years
Oh.
later for the first time. I was still floored.
Yeah.
I love this game.
Yeah, it's just all about the aesthetics. If the,
Yeah.
like the actual game design and aesthetics are good, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the graphics
Make
are.
a style choice, yeah.
But I mean, I guess I could bring up Zelda as well. It's that series is still alive and kicking, and hopefully we get a really awesome.
I said that they didn't ruin.
Oh.
Oh, JK, I just said that to piss off Elyse.
Actually, I didn't play Skyward Sword.
You don't
She
need
likes
to.
it.
I don't like
Oh, you
Skyward
don't like that
Sword.
one? Who
Yeah.
likes it?
Kyle Bosman.
Oh yeah, he's an idiot.
I love Twilight Princess, and there was a leak recently that maybe they'd be doing an HD version.
Oh,
God,
I would buy that
please,
so many times.
please, Nintendo.
I don't think a lot of people
All
know
the
that
time.
Elder Scrolls is actually from the early 90s, like 91 I
Yeah.
think is when Arena came out, and
Yeah.
then Daggerfall came out after that. I mean, they were doing huge open world sprite-based, like pre-Doom graphics,
Yeah.
I guess post-Doom
I think
graphics.
with Fallout too. I was like,
Yeah, Fallout 1 for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people in art, like, I've played all the Fallouts. I don't know if I'm the only one. You probably played them all, right?
No, I started with 3.
Has
Oh my
anybody,
God.
Has
I didn't have
anybody
PC
beat
back
Brotherhood
then.
of Steel? 'Cause
I
game
didn't.
is
That was the only one I
so
didn't
fucking
beat.
long.
Tactics or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
didn't-
ridiculously.
I got
long.
about halfway through and I,
I think
was
we
like,
can
all
do
right.
one more question because they are like
They're
this is
turning
no
off the
joke, they're
power
turning off the
in
power.
like 15 minutes.
So let's fight the power though.
Wolf
Go
Fox.
until it's all off.
Wolf Fox wanted me to say, Blood, you have a cool shirt.
Oh yeah, this is from my old site. This is from Planet GameCube.
Nice.
Notice he just said, "Oh yeah." He didn't say thank you.
Oh, yeah,
He knows.
He
He
knew.
knows.
Sure.
He knew.
yeah, this
Acknowledge
shirt's
that.
cool.
Don't tell me my shirt's cool. I know that.
I love that.
Daniel
controller.
Worthworth, we call him, because he knows his worth.
Oh,
Ew.
What?
where did the name Rainfall come from? Did you say that already?
No, we did not. That is
Because it doesn't do that in California ever.
yeah. That's a
More of
super,
the
super
dream.
boring answer. Just,
True.
I love the fucking rain.
Where are you from?
Right here.
Oh,
I'm-
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, go where I'm from. It rains all the time.
Where's that?
The Midwest.
Oh yes.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
Carl Carlston wants to know if you prefer cake or pie.
Dude, that's a great question. There's only one right answer.
Yeah, I'm team cake.
Say it.
He's
oh,
wrong. It's pie.
I was gonna make
Pie.
you say it at the same
Pie.
time.
What kind of pie?
I mean, I like tart cherry, man, but I won't walk away from
Whoa.
any pie.
Whoa.
You know?
Have you ever been to the pie,
Pie
hole?
hole.
Oh yeah, I've been to the
Ugh.
pie hole. Pie hole
What about you?
delicious.
Man, my gut reaction is cake, but I
God.
really like pie.
Can we
Good.
get a hand?
I mean,
Show
Good
our hands
answer.
again?
Come to the
Yeah, pie.
Pie.
You're a cake person?
I'm gonna say
Ah.
cake.
Yes.
Bloodworth,
What?
pie or cake?
Pie.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Yeah,
See,
all
but,
right.
like pie
So we
was
got a pie
is an
majority.
acquired taste. It's
I'm
a
not gonna
cake.
answer.
What?
I know
No,
it's
no, no.
pie.
I couldn't deal with cake.
Pie is
Sorry,
for
Sam.
You
adults,
don't
you
have
know?
birthday pies. You know what I'm saying? You have birthday cake.
Yeah, that's why I drove my mom nuts.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
a
but
birthday
whose
pie?
But
fault
you
is
only
that?
have that once
That's
a year. You can
society's
have pie
fault.
every day.
I'm just saying it's a bit of an acquired taste.
You can
but
put a candle in anything.
Also, do you like Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Awesome
Thank
guy.
you. Good man.
Yeah.
All right. What's coming up on game trailers this week or
Oh, so
whatever?
moving.
We're moving.
Of course, our Fallout 4 review went up. Bloodworth reviewed Rise of the Tomb Raider. Didn't give it high enough a score, but that's okay. I'm
Too
kidding.
high.
I'm kidding. I'm so biased. Tons of other Fallout content went up. Features and
We got a bobblehead guy coming.
we got a bobblehead guy coming.
There's
Guide.
Fallout.
Guide.
Oh, guide.
a
Please.
guide.
I would love to
Guide.
have a bobblehead guy coming.
I just went with it. Didn't see him at Marvel for game trailers.
Yes.
There's a mandatory update nights happening this week,
And it's a doozy.
Final Bosman did a first 15, and there's no Huber hype because we are moving
We're moving.
to not a new office, but our sister office, which is
Well, I mean, it's a new office.
kind of defies like nicer office.
It is
even.
nicer.
Yeah, there are people here that are actually jealous. So, talked to people yesterday. They're like, "You get to move to the good building?"
I did want to be in that building originally. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
non-rats building.
Yeah, there are
No,
fewer
we have no
rats.
rats
Fewer.
here.
Fewer.
We have
I'd
no
say
rats
fewer.
here.
You guys have rats?
No.
Lots of rats.
You misheard me. You misunderstood.
Are there people screaming outside?
Yeah, there's a rat
Oh,
attack.
Um,
They're big too.
but yeah, so our content is affected a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, so aside from that, just head youtube.com/gametrailers, gametrailers.com. Do you guys have anything besides the Metroid short that you want to promote?
Yeah, pimp some stuff.
Oh man.
Anything you want.
I think that's been our entire lives for the last several
Yeah.
months. So yeah, I mean, you can find us, on our website rainfall.tv and our Rainfall Films YouTube channel and
Facebook.
Yeah, but we'll probably be laying quiet for a little bit because we've got a lot of sleep to catch up on.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And Bloodworth, anything else you can think of that's worth mentioning that's going up on the site?
StarCraft 2 review is coming, but I don't know if Huber will finish it before the move. So, but it's on the way.
We won't be able to cut it Friday or Monday, so
Yeah.
here's hoping.
Well, thank you guys so much
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
for
for having
coming
us.
on.
Definitely, thank you.
Again, Rainfall Films, and you should follow them.
Oh wait, Don's Design Lab.
Oh, Don's Design
When's
Lab.
that go
Sorry,
up?
Don.
Don, when's that go up?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Look for that on what day? Monday?
Probably
Well-
Monday.
I'm glad you're feeling better, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really wanted to cut to
That's
the end
actually
of
my
those.
pet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks Don for TriCasting.
Thanks for TriCasting.
Thanks, Don.
And self-chest
My
bursting.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
thanks-
was pretty good.
Thanks, Ian, for guest hosting. Thanks, Blood, for playing Super Metroid. Didn't finish
Absolutely.
it. Didn't finish it, though. Let's make a note of that.
Yeah.
And thank you to Jeff, Sam, and Jesse. You guys were great guests. This was really fun.
Thanks, guys.
And the trailer or the short is fantastic. So
Thanks.
congratulations.
Thanks very much.
And have a good night, everybody.
Bye.